And inevitably you'll see a point where, because most of the pension programs do not have an increasing monthly amount or annual amount to keep up with the cost of living increases. And so it's going to be a flat line. And then Social Security usually does about 2% annually. And so you have a net increase, but it's not a net increase that will keep up with inflation. And so we look for that point where inflation crosses over the top of their income line, and now they start to lose traction financially. And generally they're the ones that say, hey, that juncture right there, that looks like where we should tentatively start taking income. And like, I agree with you. I think that's a great idea. So now let's take a look at what the scenario would like if we plug in the annuity, this North American annuity, to start on this particular day or this particular month. And then the next thing you know, then now it starts, it's now their income is over the top, of that inflationary line. And that's when people go, yeah, I really like that. Let's do that. And I thought, great. So a few more things we'll want to discuss, but let's get started in the application process, because the application process usually takes about 10 to 12 business days to get through. And so on, so let's, do you mind if we meet tomorrow or the next day? I can go through and I'll pre-fill out all the information for the application, because it's a very boring process. But I'll just need you to review it for accuracy, and then we can do a verbal, a verbal signature over Zoom, over our teleconference. And then we'll have 10 days, and you're not obligated to anything. You can change your mind at any point. But at least then we'll get through application, and we'll have preliminary approval. How does that sound? And then most people are like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, so I'm going to warn you, our next conversation will be really boring, because you're just going to review everything that I wrote down. And then we just go through and review everything, and we go through the verbal statements on the signature part. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to go to application, and then, like I said, I'll let you know as soon as we have approval. And then when I get approval, I'm like, hey, Tyler, congratulations, man. I just want to let you know you are approved. And I'm like, okay, great. So now, how would you like to proceed at this point? And then I just leave it in their laps. So that's kind of my process.